Hello all, Olin here. Secret World had a new update hit today. It's update version 1.11.3, so the third version of this issue 11 update. It has some cool stuff in it. There's the Penthouse mini dungeon, which is the final bit of the Tokyo issue 11 content done as a nightmare level dungeon. The first like group specific content added to the game in a very long time. It adds a couple neat things. It adds, like, as drops from that dungeon. I don't know that many people have managed to complete it yet, but you get 10.3 quality epic items that have a they have a Aegis damage component built into them. I'm not sure how it works exactly. What I think is going to happen is, say you have a weapon that does like 10% Aegis damage as well as whatever. So if you have, say, demonic as your equipped Aegis, it'll actually do the whatever the demonic controller will have you be doing. So 13% damage converted to demonic, and then 10% will actually also be converted to cybernetic too. So you don't have to switch out your Aegis quite as much. But then if you have it changed to cybernetic, I think it just adds 10% on, so you'll do a lot more, which is kind of neat. Also, that dungeon, I believe, will also drop items that will let you bump your Aegis controllers up to version 2.0, which is kind of cool. I'm not sure what else drops in that dungeon. That's just sort of what I heard from the test server. This issue also added, or well, this mini update. It's not an issue. You get those. You get that dungeon if you bought issue 11. By the way, you need issue 11. This update also added in sprint customization, which is kind of neat. I like how they did it. It's not just mounts. A lot of people are calling it mounts, but it's not. It added two new levels to your sprint, so levels 5 and 6, taking you up to right now. Sprint 4 is 100% run speed buff. Sprint 6 goes to 150%. Um, and then it gives you these sprint customization options, which are located under what used to be your pets window. So Shift P, there's pets and then sprints. There's not that many here in the game right now, but I imagine more in the future. However, I think there's only this one dead fast that you can get without getting to the item store just yet. So there's that's dead fast. You need to complete an achievement in order to get that, and I imagine you'll need Sprint 6 to complete that achievement, because the original achievement was not easy. I never managed to get it, to be honest. Beyond that, however, you have these three run speed animations you can buy from the store. There's Speed of Flame, the Athlete, and the Franken Chopper. So if you go to the store, and find those. Feed of Flame, kind of neat. I haven't purchased any of these yet. The Athlete, and then the Frankenchopper. Frankenchopper is a little bit different. It looks like these sprints unlock across the entire account, but it does also have this little caveat down there. I haven't tested this yet. I will actually in a bit to see if it unlocks across all your characters regardless of gender. I'm thinking because of this it will, but I was a little confused when I saw that down there, so I'll double check. The Frankenchopper is not just the run speed animation, or the sprint customization, whatever you want to call it. It gives you access to a mission unlocked back in the very first zone. While you when you run the mission, over the course of the mission, you'll unlock Sprint 5 and 6 just as a standard, and you actually get a little gadget, gizmo, whatever you want to call it, that gives a run speed buff, very short, like super speed buff, and I think it makes the bike do a wheelie, which is kind of neat. Um, this one I bought. It costs 2,400 Funcom points, so $20. I haven't run the mission yet. I'm about to. That bike that's running around everywhere, it gives you that. The run speed animations are actually kind of neat. There are three different like versions. So there's the regular on foot sprint animations those will work anywhere in the game. There's classic, they're calling them, animations that they're vehicles, bikes, and things like that. They can be used anywhere except for inside buildings and dungeons. And then they have extraordinary, which I was thinking Feet of Flame was going to be one of those, but I'm guessing not. And it looks like they changed the names a little. So like, as opposed to classic, they're calling it mundane, I think. Um, but extraordinary is going to be really special, strange, weird stuff. The original forum post suggested, I believe, hoverboards. So they're saying like type of vehicle used in Back to the Future 2, maybe? Question mark. Those are only going to be used in adventuring playfields, Fusang. Well, Fusang is debatable, but adventuring playfields. So that's Kingsmith and Egypt and stuff like that, and Agartha. It won't be able to be used here in Tokyo because I guess the idea, in lore or whatever, is that Tokyo is people who aren't magical. Like someone could just see someone flying down the street, and that would be strange. So it's a kind of nice idea, and I like how they implemented these sprints. So you can see they have this equip preference drop down, so you can do selected. So only the sprint speed that you selected will play. Random, so every time you hit sprint, I imagine a different random sprint animation will play, and then favorite. So you can click and make a sprint animation your favorite, and I imagine it'll just randomly play from amongst those every time. So that's kind of neat. I like that. I like that. And then the final part of this update is the achievement vendor. Now, it was originally going to be just in London here, but they changed it so there's one in each of the faction cities, which is fantastic. I wish they would do more things like that. But the one in London is here over in Darkside, and it's right over here, Dr. Caligari. Oh, there's a ton of people here, so wait for them all to load. There we go. Dr. Caligari. Yay for movie reference. So what happens here is the items are like you require a certain number of achievement points to be able to buy the item, and then other things like this the Blade of Inaba mold, the one that you get from achievement, you can use them once and then you can just buy them again after you've picked them up, which is a nice way to, not the ideal way to do it, but it is nice. So I have 1,605 points, so I can't get everything, but there's a number of like three different costume pieces: white lab coat, blue gloves, and down here a classic leather biker jacket. Unfortunately, I can't unlock the jacket. I requires 3,000 achievement points. I only, as I said, I don't quite have 200. There's a number of titles here. There is this one gadget, the Retribution Field, which is interesting. I'm not sure how useful it is. It's you use the item, the next hit against you in 10 seconds gives a PBAOE effect that deals magic damage and an AOE. Only once. I'm not sure how useful that is because it locks out your gadgets, or locks out your curiosities for 2 minutes. But later on, you get this remuneration field. So that's 8 seconds whenever you take damage. The total amount of damage dealt to you will be counted. 50% of the damage will be returned to you as health after 8 seconds. That seems very useful. You need 2,500 achievement points for that one. They have this cool tonic, which I actually really like. So at the moment, you can craft tonics that give you attack rating, heal rating, or health, and they last for an hour and they last through death. This one is just, I believe, half effective, but it does all three of them, which is nice, and it's only 500 packs, and you can buy as many of them as you want, and you only need 1,500 achievement points. Granted, that's a number, but I mean, if you've been playing for a while, you'll probably have that. I will say that the blue surgical gloves, combined with a couple other things that you can buy in the game and the store, it does let you do a pretty decent cosplay of there's 2x2 hands of blue guys from Firefly, right? You know, it's not perfect. The coat should button up a little bit more, right? But reasonably close. Anywho, that is this update. Let me go find Dr. Caligari, because it's like triplets, so the Dr. Caligari in each zone. Let me go find those for you folks. I'll show you where those are, and then I'm going to double check and see about the run speed animations, and go see how that goes. Alright, in Seoul, Dr. Caligari is here in the southeast corner, over by the animal well. He's right over here. So, nice. And it is worth mentioning that the sprint customizations are regardless of gender. So I went and I picked this one up on one of my male characters, and it seems to work just fine on my female character. You do need to go to your claimed items, and actually like find it in the claimed items, and just pops an item into your inventory, and there you go. It is also kind of nice. It works just like I was sort of Shift P. It works like I was expecting. You go equip preference to random, and it just sort of randomly equips whatever run speed. So this is the athlete. It's kind of nifty. I do kind of wish that it changed the jump animation, but what can you do? And so regular animation, and then come on, no. All right, let's just. There we are. Feet of Flame. Not sure I'm a huge fan of Feet of Flame, to be honest. But it was the cheapest one, and I wanted to go for that before, spending a bunch of points otherwise. Alright, off to find New York's Dr. Caligari. And in New York City here, Dr. Caligari is right over by the construction. So, right there. I gotta say, I'm really happy that they added him to all three faction cities, because I mean, London is where most of my characters, like my two main-ish characters, go, and I gotta say, it just that zone is overstuffed compared to the other two. Poor Seoul gets the short end of the stick on everything. It was supposed to get a tattoo vendor ages back, but then that got canceled when the developer, I believe, who was working on that left the company, unfortunately, in one of the downsizing cycles. But anywho, that is it for the stuff added in with the 11.3 update. Hopefully you liked it, and don't forget to hit like, subscribe, all that yada yada stuff. And till next time, folks. Later.